Jeff Gonzales of AET, so happy to have you here.
Thanks for having me, man.
You know, AET is one that I know very well just as a former dealership. I think it's a really great product. I loved it.
Thank you.
As a dealership, but I wanted to hear just you explain for those who don't know or maybe aren't as familiar with AET, what it is that y'all do and what your specialty is.
Yeah, so we got a lot of little specialties that we've built into the software, right? But when we look at it from a very holistic view, right, we are a creative studio product. So we are a product, like, think of it like an like Canva for automotive.
Got it. That's a good description.
That's the best way that I can describe it to anybody. But you know, I hate putting myself out there as the Canva of automotive, but at the same time, that's what it does. We're a creative solution for dealerships, right? It's a different approach to, you know, your typical agency, right? Having somebody actually paying somebody to do the creative work for you on a monthly basis. We've built the tools so anybody at a dealership with no design experience, no marketing experience, could actually come into our tool, understand it easily, and be able to produce beautiful images on a monthly basis. And that's our flagship product, right? And then we've built a lot of other tools that go along with that basically support the creative.
Got it.
From API integrations into Facebook to email integrations, you know, we've got a lot when it comes down to it, and really what we want to be is to support the dealer, right? But our creative solution is
the bread and butter is basically display, right? Exactly. Like really beautiful.
And that's where we came into, you know, to work with you guys, right? It's the creative side.
Yes, and so, you know, it's like, again, when I went through this with AET in the past as a dealership, the visuals of your guys' creative stand out, right? They're very polished, like you said, Canva. But the other thing that I always liked about it was, frankly, just like the amount of time savings. Because for me, I had in-house, right? And so it was difficult sometimes to have to, like, I really need these ads, I need these creatives, you know, and this is like such an amazing solution. So I was wondering, like, do you guys look into that, like,
time-saving aspect?
Yes.
Absolutely. So about 2 years ago, we did a study on this, right?
Okay.
And we were saving dealers about 60%. Like, we were giving them back about 60% of their days back, you know, lost to, you know, creative development. Exactly. And so when you think about that, that could be, you know, your offers come out on the 1st, the 3rd, then you give it to a creative agency. They take 72 hours maybe to create your ads. There could be, you know, issues with the images, you know, maybe they put the wrong word in or spelled something wrong, like,
or it's not like OEM certified, right?
It's not perfect, right? So it goes back, and then, you know, you've lost the number of days. With our tool, you just jump in there, create the image, you can edit it on the fly, download it. If it's not right, you spelled something wrong, if you forgot an E in Orbee, right? you go back in there, you put an extra E on it, download it again, and all of a sudden you've got your new image ready to go. So yeah, absolutely, the time-saving aspect to it is incredible. And that's just the people that are pressing the buttons, right, on there. You know, the users that are in there. We haven't even gotten to the automated side of it.
Let's get into that, because that's kind of what we sort of,
right?
So what is it about, I mean, we kind of teased it already, but like when it came to Orbee and you guys deciding, like, hey, I think Orbee would be a good partner, what was sort of the genesis of that talk and how did that come about?
So, you know, it's funny. We've been since the day that we started AET, we always had this vision of automatic creative, right? You know, automated ads, but we're not a data company, right? And your creative is only, our creative and our tools are only as good as the data that are feeding it, right? And so we had this vision of, you know, this is what we want to be when we grow up. And then all of a sudden, a tool comes to me and he's like, hey, I love what you guys are doing. We'll feed you this data. Can you make this, you know, can we make a server-side image? Hell yeah, we can.
Yeah.
And so, you know, when we looked at what you guys are doing, you have the perfect recipe, right? We have the creative solution. That's all we want to be. And you guys feed us the data, then we produce an image, make it super simple.
Love it.
So, it was an easy conversation to have when we first started discussing.
I almost feel like in some ways it was almost like inevitable.
Exactly.
That we would have partnered.
Yeah, I agree. I couldn't have, said it better, right? Like, we were just waiting for the right partner. You guys have the amazing reputation, right? Amazing group of engineers.
Go on.
Massimo, love working with the guys, right?
Yeah. And feeling's mutual. We've had a great experience so far.
It's so easy.
Yeah.
It's so easy, and that's what we've actually, we're taking away with this is this is a natural relationship.
So moving forward, curious to hear your perspective on as we get things going. What's like the expectation for mutual clients that you see that they'll be able to experience initially? And then I would say maybe bigger picture, what's like the ultimate version of AET Orbee integration? From your perspective.
What I want to see is whenever I look at our users, right, it's very simple for somebody to get online, press a couple of buttons, produce a beautiful image, right? If I can take away those mouse clicks from the user, that's my goal.
Yeah.
Right? And you guys as well, right?
Yes. Yep.
And the quicker that we can produce images, the faster that people can see an image that or a car that they were just looking at online, and then all of a sudden they get an ad for that same car, maybe even has their name in it, right? That's
personalization.
Isn't that the way that we want to make this happen? Is utilizing those shopper IDs?
Yeah, relevancy is everything.
Jamie just looked at this 2024 Ford F-150, and all of a sudden I see an ad and it's got my name in it.
Yeah.
Hell yeah, I'm going to go back to that dealership. They're doing something right.
And even if you think about, we were talking about how you guys did that study and you saved 60% of a dealer's time when it comes to this thing. Add in automation to that, and now it's like,
come on, it's just crazy.
Yeah, that's powerful.
Yeah, we're gonna do something fun here, and the way that I look at this, and Atul's got big visions, and it's synced with what we had, but nobody's doing server-side image rendering.
Yeah.
It's gonna change.
It's exciting, man.
It's gonna change the way things are done. Yeah. And I'm I can't wait for 2 months from now, right? Just to see what happens with it.
Oh yeah.
So I think that you guys are just as excited as we are.
We're very excited. Like I said, so far our process has been amazing. Just integrating of our teams, to get things going has been great. So so NADA 2024, we're super excited to work with you, Jeff and AET.
Thank you.
And if you don't know them, look them up. They'll help you out. So appreciate it.
Yeah,
Thank
absolutely,
you, Jeff.
Man.